Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having an incredible day or night in Jesus. We're looking at church history from the Apostolic Church History Outline, Apostolic History Outline by Marvin Arnold. What an incredible researcher he was, doing all this pre-internet days. And I'm in his bibliography in the back, just going book by book. And so phenomenal research. I think this may help us in studying church history, Christian history. So we've already done a part one on this. So American History Made Simple and World History Made Simple, both by G. Estrin, E-S-T-R-I-N, Doubleday, New York, both in 1968. Next is an absolutely great book by Frank Ewart, E-W-A-R-T, The Phenomenon of Pentecost, The Phenomenon of Pentecost. Now, he wrote some amazing books, more than that, like Jesus, the Man in the Mystery. I remember we had some IBC students at Grand Rapids one time, and somebody found an autographed copy of a Frank Ewart book. Incredible. And then this one is a book I was not acquainted with at all, is Maurice Gogol, G-O-G-U-E-L, The Primitive Church by Macmillan, New York, 1964. That sounds good. And then M.P. Hamilton, The Charismatic Movement by Erdmans, 1975. Now what, like Jesus' name baptism, a lot of people like Pat Boone, Bob Mumford, Glenn Campbell, I think was baptized in Jesus' name, even though that was in the Christian church, or the Church of Christ, not in charismatic, but a lot of charismatics baptized in Jesus' name. And then we come to Fred Foster, Think It Not Strange. What educator Fred Foster was, what a pastor, what a great church there in West Monroe. Had some good children too. And then H.C. Friend, F-R-E-N-D. Two books. Well, it says H.C. in H.D. I wonder if one of them is just a misprint. But Friend is another kind of basic name in studying church history. And the early church, Lippincott, New York, 1966. And then the Donatist Church, Oxford, England, 1952. The Donatist, basically said if you recanted under persecution, you couldn't get saved. But there was a lot of baptism in Jesus' name. Evidently, people have discovered throughout church history. And talk about Maurice Gogol, The Primitive Church. M.P. Hamilton, talked about that. Carlton Hayes, Modern Europe to 1870, Macmillan, New York, 1970. Of course, a lot of these are going to talk about, if they go into what I call micro-history, the thousands of towns that were not converted to Catholicism, or that had what would be considered heterodox churches. Now, another great book that again is considered kind of foundational in this whole study is O.W. Heck, H-E-I-C-K. I recommend this highly. A History of Christian Thought by Fortress Press. And Fortress Press, whenever you see that, normally think Lutheran. And then it's got Lancelot Hogben, Mathematics for the Million. I'm not sure what that would have to do with this. And then he's got one by the Church of God, Pathway Press, Wade Horton. And I'm assuming this is going to be in the long line of Pentecostal Hortons like Stanley Horton. They're doing some systematic theologies that are really good. The Glossolalia Phenomenon. But they're finding all kinds of people speaking with tongues pre-1901 all over North America. Tons. North Dakota, Missouri, here in North Carolina, right over the Georgia border. And then we come to Henry Kamen, The Rise of Toleration, McGraw-Hill, 1967. And then I've also got a little note written, 9 o'clock in the morning by Bennett. 9 o'clock in the morning by Bennett. And M.T. Kelsey, Tongue Speaking, Doubleday, 1964. That's about when Harvey Cox, you remember him writing Scaling the Secular City and Fire from Heaven or whatever, about speaking with tongues. It's from Harvard. R.A. Knox, Enthusiasm, a chapter in the history of religion by Oxford University Press, 1950. So obviously it's going to have some Pentecostal references in it. A couple more of this one, Samuel T. Lachs, L-A-C-H-S, and S.P. Wachs. It says, I'm wondering if that's not a misprint. Argus Communication, Niles, 1979. And then William Langer, an encyclopedia, a world history, Houghton Mifflin, Boston, 1948. Houghton Mifflin, of course, big textbook makers. So these are just some references that he used finding his incredible resources. I'm trying to discuss the ones I know about, add some other ones that aren't in here as we go. So this will probably take us a couple more videos. So we'll talk with you later. Check out our other videos, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Bye.